Hello there. It is Thursday, February 27th, and you are waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams, and we are going to talk a lot about this morning's fog and then take a look at a cool front moving in later today. And of course, the parades are coming, so we've got your parade forecast for anything happening in the next 48 hours, a peek at the weekend, and a look at next week. We are hearing more information today about an evolving severe weather threat in the region next Monday through next Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's going to be something we take a closer look at. So without further ado, let's get started with the latest information. So first of all, we are going to start off with a look at this time-lapse footage. Let me make sure that we've got the right images showing up here. There we go. We've got some time-lapse footage for you this morning. So let's get to that. We've got 3 of them. So the first time-lapse is going to be by Biloxi at the IP Casino Resort and Spa. Look at this footage showing that foggy scene there. We kind of lose view of the I-110, and then the fog cloud breaks up and we're seeing clearing conditions during the 8 o'clock hour currently. We had another time lapse. This is over in Gulfport by Highway 49. Notice how thick the fog became, but then it did start to clear out during the 8 o'clock hour with a break in the fog, maybe even a little peak of sunshine. One place it did not get very foggy this morning was near portions of downtown Biloxi. This, well, we were going to take a time lapse look of that. I think this one's the one for that. Yeah, this is a time lapse from downtown Biloxi, near downtown Biloxi, and you really don't see any fog there. Actually, some peaks of sunshine from time to time. So it was not foggy everywhere in South Mississippi, but we certainly saw it show up pretty densely this morning, I think more so than we saw earlier this week. Now, even though we have seen some clearing in the 8 o'clock hour, apparently the dense fog advisory is still in place through 10 a.m. Yesterday, they canceled it an hour early. Maybe they will also cancel this one earlier than 10 a.m. And as we take a look at the rest of the picture here, there's of course a cool front that we are tracking. We can take this a bit larger on the map, and you can see that front is moving in from the west. And there's some showers associated with that front, but notice where most of the rain is as we go to your Thursday. We don't really find much rain down here where we are on the coast. Things are drier, but we do find more of those rain showers up to our north and east, closer to Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York State. So while there could be a stray shower or two with these clouds that pass over the area today, we're mainly just expecting an increase in cloud cover. Not going to be a crystal clear sky like yesterday. But as far as rain is concerned, does not look like much of that heading for us. Here's a more zoomed in view of our 6 southernmost counties on Futurecast. You can see pretty cloudy conditions at times today, but it's hard to really find that rain showing up. And then once we get to tonight, the front will have passed through the area. Sky will gradually clear overnight. Tomorrow, back to sunny skies with dry, low humidity and no chance for rain. Today, there is a 10 to 20% chance that maybe a stray rain sprinkle occurs from those clouds. And since we are forecasting a mostly cloudy sky, we're expecting the temperatures to top out in the lower 70s, assuming that we're going to see those clouds. If we don't see as many clouds as we are forecasting, then the temperature might be higher than what you are seeing there, maybe mid to upper 70s instead. One thing you won't find over the next 7 days is a blast of cold air. Sure, there are a couple of cool downs. We'll cool down from today to tomorrow thanks to the front. We'll see upper 60s for highs. There's also another front that passes over the weekend, so that cools us from 70 Saturday to maybe some upper 60s Sunday. And we'll be around 70 for a high on Monday before maybe turning milder ahead of the next system next Tuesday, Wednesday. So, of course, you take a look at the 7-day forecast, and because we're talking and focusing about parades, the main focus is those rain chances. And you'll notice that they are 0% for Saturday as well as for Sunday. So that's good news for any plans over the weekend. It looks like it will be dry for Saturdays and Sundays parades. It will also be dry for Friday night's parade in Ocean Springs that we'll talk about in a moment. getting the hour-by-hour forecast for that. But next week, I wish that we could give you some 0% chances for Lundi Gras as well as for Fat Tuesday and Ash Wednesday, but the chances for rain are there. And that's what this next half of the video is going to focus on, is going to talk more detail about those chances going into next week. So let's go over the next 48 hours and kind of walk you through what to expect. As far as today is concerned, we do have that possibility of fog in the morning, but that's kind of clearing out as you just saw. And the rest of the day, probably mostly cloudy, maybe even overcast in a few places. Temperatures in the 70s and not much rain, maybe just a stray shower, if that. Tonight, things are clearing out overnight. We are expecting to see chilly 40s during the overnight hours, basically after midnight into Friday morning. So Friday morning, we are waking up to chilly 40s on the map for most areas. And it's going to be a beautiful sunny day with more of those kind of, abundantly sunny skies like we saw earlier in the week. Highs tomorrow might not be able to go above 70 degrees because it will be a little cooler thanks to the cooler air behind the front that moves in over the next 24 hours. And then there's a look at tomorrow night. We are seeing those temperatures down into the cool 50s during the evening hours. So if you are planning to head out to the Ocean Springs Night Parade tomorrow night, it does roll at 6 p.m. And we are expecting temperatures to fall from the lower 60s into the 50s. So might be a good idea to bring or wear a jacket to that parade, as the temperatures will be cool enough that it might be a little uncomfortable for some of you in short sleeves. Of course, if you're jumping around and screaming and having a good time, well, you might be warm enough, your body heat might be warm enough to maybe be okay in short sleeves. But yeah, if you're standing still, I could understand how it could be a touch too chilly, and you probably will be better off with some long sleeves or a jacket. Now, into the weekend, Saturday's daytime parades are going to feature plenty of sun and temperatures into the 70s for highs. Saturday night's parade, we are expecting temperatures to probably be back in the 50s in the evening hours. And then we are, of course, talking about Sunday will be nice and dry the whole day. But then you see those rain chances start to creep up a little bit next week. And our models have been kind of going back and forth on kind of the timing of the rain potential next week. Actually, I've got, before I go to that, let's go to some raw model information. So this is a look at the latest raw model rain output from our two global models, which go out further into the future than our kind of short-range, high-resolution models. And we've got the European model in green and the GFS computer model in pink. And notice the discrepancy, the difference in timing, because we've got the green line, which goes up around Monday, Tuesday. So the European model a little earlier with the rain before it flatlines on Wednesday, no rain. But then the GFS model actually flatlining around Monday, Tuesday morning, and then it shows an increase around Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday. So, it's still some uncertainty on when South Mississippi, when places like Gulfport, Biloxi will see that increase in rain chance. The timing is going to be key since, of course, we've got parades on Fat Tuesday in the middle of the day. So what we're watching is the rain chance is increasing next week compared to now. And rain showers do certainly look possible Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't think you're going to find anyone giving you a 0% chance for rain next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because if they are doing that, I don't think they're looking closely at the information. So since we know that there's going to be some rain in the region around that time, we're wondering, will most of it stay northwest of us, especially during the critical parade time? We're also wondering, will most of the thunderstorms, because it's a storm system that will be bringing lightning and thunder to the region, will most of that stay north of us? If so, then maybe the weather won't be disruptive enough to cause any, cancellations or changes to our festivities. And maybe it'll just be more of kind of like a little nuisance, like a little light rain here or there. So it's still too early to tell whether it will be just nuisance or maybe if it's enough to be disruptive. That's why we're keeping a close eye on these updates to the information. Fortunately, for Thursday morning's update to the severe weather threat next week, you can see that it does not include Gulfport, Biloxi, Bay St. Louis, or Pascagoula. That would be for areas to our north, mainly north of Wiggins, Poplarville, Lucedale. So once you're up toward Macomb, Hattiesburg, that's going to be where you're watching for that. You'll also notice it does not include New Orleans, Mobile. It's close, but again, our coastal areas might be spared from that threat. Now, this is the entire zoomed out map. Where you're looking at in yellow is the risk of tornadoes, hail, and wind at any point on Tuesday and Tuesday night. And where you're looking at in green is the risk of tornadoes, wind, and hail at any point on Wednesday and Wednesday night. And like I said earlier, you will notice that the risk zone does not include us on the coast here. So that's one piece of good news with the information that we have for you this Thursday morning, is that we are not tracking a severe threat that is targeting coastal Mississippi. We are not tracking a severe weather threat that is targeting New Orleans or Mobile for Mardi Gras Day. But it will be a close call with the activity being to our north, and it will be a close call timing-wise with maybe it's moving in at some point timing-wise around Tuesday or Tuesday night or Wednesday. So this is a look at the GFS computer model rain output. You can see rainiest areas are actually not on the coast. We're looking Monday through Wednesday at rain amounts in coastal Mississippi around 1/4 inch of rain. But Jackson over around 1 inch of rain, and then areas north of Jackson over 1 inch of rain. So the bullseye of rain early next week, maybe north of us. It doesn't mean we're going to be bone dry based on the GFS model. The GFS model does show some showers for us, but maybe not some real heavy stuff. Switch it over to a different model. You know, sometimes you want a second opinion. So don't just look at one model, look at another one. And this also paints the same idea. Where you're seeing the heaviest rain near and north of Jackson, even though it is not completely dry for us on the coast. We could see some rain during that Monday to Wednesday time frame. And of course, as we get closer to it, we'll be able to fine-tune the nitty-gritty details. Before we go, this is the last thing I'll do. I'll show you, opinion 1 versus opinion 2, scenario 1 versus scenario 2 of how Mardi Gras Monday could shape up. You have the GFS model up top, keeping us bone dry the whole day, basically. But then you have the European model down below, which shows some hit or miss showers Monday morning, some scattered showers during the day on Monday, and some light rain at times Monday evening and Monday night. So it's kind of a coin toss at this point with if we're going to see that rain actually impacting any Mardi Gras parade events. It's still too early to tell which scenario is more likely than the other. Finally, this is the Fat Tuesday rain potential scenario 1 up top, scenario 2 down below. We have the GFS model staying dry on Tuesday morning, staying dry for much of the daylight hours on Tuesday, but it does show some rain moving in Tuesday evening. And the European model actually showing some showers on Tuesday morning, but it's really kind of isolated. And then it's also looking really isolated, very stray shower, very light rain at all during the day Tuesday. But then you get some model agreement finally. This is the first time during the entire Monday, Tuesday time frame that the models agree on anything. They both agree on Tuesday evening wet weather in South Mississippi. So that's why when you check our 10-day forecast, 10-day and 10-night forecast, you will find that that Tuesday night time frame is actually the highest rain chance, because it's when our forecasters have the highest confidence of rain actually happening, because our models actually agree during that time frame of Tuesday night. The models don't agree during the day Tuesday, and they also don't agree at any point Monday and Monday night either. So until we get that model agreement, it is unclear how much we can expect this rain to actually occur in South Mississippi. So we will keep an eye on the conditions and continue to update you with the latest information in the coming days. But for now, hopefully you're better informed and more keeping an eye on next week's forecast if you got parade plans for next Monday, Tuesday. Well, this has been your Digital Desk Update. Thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Have a good one.